A special thank you goes out to all of my patrons for supporting the channel. If you want some early access to the content and prioritized voting on future videos, then please check out my Patreon. It means a lot to me and I truly appreciate it. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, and enjoy the video. Of all the outer planes one can visit, few are as pleasing as perfect Arcadia. Though mapping out the cosmos is an ultimately fruitless endeavor, planeswalkers have noted that Arcadia sits somewhere between the seven heavens of Mount Celestia and the mechanical perfection of Mechanus. Those that choose to follow the categorical system, which places people and things into the camps of good, evil, chaotic, neutral, or lawful, a kind of alignment system, if you will, would firmly place Arcadia as a realm where the concepts of law, goodness, and neutrality coalesce. Though I find this alignment system to be restrictive in my research of the planes, I cannot help but agree with that statement. But I get ahead of myself. Let us start with the geography of this plane. Do you know that odd feeling of satisfaction you get when you look at something that is almost perfectly geometrical or completely square? That is the best way to describe Arcadia's geometry. Great rolling hills of emerald green grass strewn with orchards of perfectly aligned trees, mountains that stand 2 by 2 like soldiers on the march, roads that are clear and perfect leading to cities within the plane that are likewise built in geometrically pleasing shapes. The whole plane is, to put it simply, nice to look at. Dotted around the plane are 3 large trestles built of white ivory or polished black steel. These are portals that lead to other planes of existence, specifically Mount Celestia, Nirvana, and the Outlands. They are not too far away from the major settlements, as Arcadia is mostly a place of trade. The realm is so obsessed with symmetry that even night and day are perfectly aligned. Atop the highest peak at the very center of the realm is the Orb of Day and Night. Half of this orb radiates the golden glow of sunlight, and the other half shines with the silvery white light of a full moon. This splits the plane in half, perfectly. It is so precise that you could take a step and see the landscape change. 1 minute it's midday, the next it's midnight. The Orb of Day and Night is not stationary. It waits for a set amount of time before swapping day and night sides. As such, twilight is an utterly alien concept to the realm. There is no such thing as dusk or dawn in Arcadia. It is either day or it is night. The weather also seems intent on ensuring that every square inch of Arcadia receives exactly the same amount of sun, cloud, rain, snow, and wind. At first I thought the strangeness in weather patterns just another quirk of this outer plane, but then I come to learn it was being controlled by 4 powerful demigods. They call themselves the Storm Kings. Each one lives within one of 4 citadels that orbit the Orb of Day and Night. Any creature may visit these fortress cities, if you have a way to get to them, that is. The fortress cities are high in the sky and require either exceptional skills in climbing or the ability to fly in order to reach them. And always use caution when approaching. The denizens of Arcadia are usually calm and peaceful, but you can never be too careful with gods or demigods. Not to mention, these metropolises are always surrounded by the weather of their lord's namesake. When visiting them, you may be surprised to find that 2 of the Storm Kings are women. Storm Queens, you could say. They don't really seem to care, though I never got the chance to ask. Nobody knows their true names, only the titles for their elemental powers they rule over. The Lightning King, the Wind Queen, the Cloud King, and the Snow Queen. They form a kind of council, planning out every last detail of their charge as meticulously as a banker counts coin. Together they ensure when and where to unleash their elemental might, and in what quantities. You likely will not meet the 4 Storm Kings. They never receive visitors, apparently. But you will meet the inhabitants of the land of Arcadia. The wildlife is similar to what you find roaming in the fields, mountains, and woodlands of the prime material plane, only changed. The outer planes have a tendency to physically change their inhabitants, and Arcadia is no exception. The animals have metallic coloring, and their eyes lack any pupils or iris, being orbs of pure milky white. You may find copper rabbits, golden foxes, or sheep with silvery wool. They are all peaceful in nature, unless provoked, though predators will still hunt. The beasts here are so peaceful that you could walk up to a lion with a mane of pure gold and stroke it as if it were a house cat. Another fascinating feature about the inhabitants of Arcadia is that their white eyes can see through illusions. Any magics that conjure up false images do not affect their senses in the least, meaning my wizardly friends that are dedicated to the study of illusion magics are all but worthless in Arcadia. Aside from beasts, the intelligent inhabitants of Arcadia are legions of spirits formed from the souls of warriors that held philosophies or worshipped gods of goodness and honor. These souls of the dearly departed are commonly referred to as petitioners, and Arcadia is only one of many realms they could go to. These petitioners see Arcadia as their well-deserved rest after a lifetime of battle for whatever greater good they served. The living beings of this plane are mostly celestial. Great Empyreans stride confidently through the grassy fields, flights of angels soar high over the mountains, and Holophants and other smaller celestial creatures roam the towns assisting petitioners where they can. You may also find many lion-headed creatures of great intelligence, such as the Sphinx or the Lamassu. Creatures with lion-like heads and features seem to be a staple of the realm. I will have to do more research as to why that is. If you are lucky, you may even encounter a Kiren, a very unique creature, said to be able to grant wishes, though none have ever been able to get close enough to one. The ones in Arcadia seem to be especially adept at avoiding unwanted conversation. I must note that this plane, like many others, is split into multiple layers. Each layer is equal in its reality and the infinity of its scope. Abelio, the layer above, has a geography that is largely fields and hills with a few scattered mountains. It does have one mountain of note, however, Mount Clandigan. It is home to a city of dwarfs that are famous for forging weapons and armor used by divine warriors and angelic beings. The quality of their craft is said to be second to none and contain a spark of celestial power, making it especially potent against certain fiends and undead. Many beings from other realms come here to trade, especially warriors seeking weapons for their journey up Mount Celestia. Buxanos, the layer below, looks almost identical to the first. However, where Abelio is largely peaceful, Buxanos is a place of mustering armies. These armies seek to march upon Mechanus, their cosmic neighbor, in an effort to reclaim lost territory. According to Arcadian legend, there was once a third layer to this plane. It was called Minenus. Apparently it became too lawful and strict in nature, and was absorbed by the mechanized plane of pure order that is Mechanus. While I can sympathize with the concept of lost territory, it is unlikely this war of retrieval is even possible. Minenus has been completely absorbed by the plane of Mechanus, to the point of non-existence. Like all the outer planes, gods can be found here. At one point, Azuth, the patron deity of wizards, dwelled here, the peace and order of Arcadia being a perfect place to study and meditate on the many spells and new spells he wished to craft and perfect. The gods Horus, Isis, and Osiris have a shared realm here as well. It is called Heliopolis, and is split into 3 equal parts. One part a great sandy desert, the second vast grassy wheat fields, and the third an underground cave system. Fair and perfect Arcadia. The only thing that prevents more planeswalkers from adventuring within it is that there is very little adventure to be had. Nothing is too dangerous unless provoked. Everything, even the weather, is so orderly it can easily be predicted and avoided, meaning you require very few survival skills to wander its wilderness. Trade for quality weapons and gear is possible, but overall, many consider Arcadia to be a place of quick respite for the realms of true adventure and challenge beyond. I think I shall return there very soon. I could use some peace and quiet. Hey guys, thank you all so much for watching. Kind of a real quick realm guide this time, but as I'm recording this, I'm also working on episode 5 of my Through the Eyes of a Monster series. This next one is going to be all about amethyst dragons, because I saw some people asking for that one, so keep a lookout for that in the future. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. It's honestly the best way to support it, and it means so much to me. You have no idea. Also, feel free to leave a comment below about your thoughts on Arcadia. I read all the comments, even the bad ones. I can't help it, I just need to know. But yeah, that's everything. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers!